welcome. I am Jessica, the Furry Family Coach. I am on Facebook Live today. We are talking about flea season, and I know the weather has been absolutely crazy this year. We've even had some cold fronts and storms come through here in San Diego, and we're kind of used to having a May gray, but we live a little bit inland, so it's been a little bit of a shock to us because we don't normally get as much of the May gray and June gloom here. So it's been a crazy weather season. Well, it's been a crazy weather year, but we are in the middle of spring and we're about to head into summer, and that means fleas. And I hate fleas. I just had an interruption, sorry. So it means fleas, and I hate fleas, and I don't mean that in like a, I appreciate all animals, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand that we have an ecosystem for a reason, and every animal, every creature, every bug, everything has a place in the ecosystem for a reason, and there must be a reason for fleas somewhere out there. But for the life of me, I just don't like them. And we have been very fortunate, and I'm gonna knock on some wood here, we've been very fortunate that we haven't had too many issues with fleas. But I recently came home from a work trip, and I have some really awesome pet sitters who were here taking care of my pets, but I came home and I saw a flea on Kim, who is laying down right behind me. You can kind of see her. There she is. So I saw a flea on Kim, and I immediately flipped out. I was texting my pet sitters like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Please check your animals. I don't know where this flea came from. And mind you, this was one flea, one little flea. So I freaked out, and we didn't really have a whole lot of plans going on anyway, because we had literally just gotten in from a trip. So it wasn't like we were, going out to dinner or meeting friends or anything like that. But I told my husband, I was like, stop everything we are doing. We are cleaning this house top to bottom. And don't get me, we hadn't been gone that long, not even a week, because it was just a quick work trip for a conference. But I always clean my house really well before we leave, and I clean all the time anyway, but I have this thing about people staying at my house and people coming over that if people are staying at my house needs to be like spick and span clean. So I always clean before we go. So it hadn't even been a week since I had really done a really deep cleaning, and I told my husband, I was like, that's it, we are done. I saw a flea and freaked out. This house is getting cleaned top to bottom. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I did, even though literally it was one flea and I found no other fleas anywhere on any of the dogs, on any of the cats, anywhere in my home. There were no other fleas, but I freaked. So I wanted to talk to you about what you can do if you see any fleas in your house. Because I like doing things organically. I don't really like using chemicals, and I really don't like putting chemicals on my pets. I try not to put chemicals on myself as much as possible, and I really don't like doing it with my pets either. I just don't think it's necessary. I feel like everything we need is provided already for us on this earth somewhere. And with the exception of technology, because I love technology, obviously I couldn't be here talking to you today if I didn't have technology, if somebody wasn't smart enough to invent it. But I don't want to get off track here. So we're talking about fleas. And I have a monthly pest control service. They come around, and it is organic, and because I can see myself, I can see my hair messed up. Sorry about that. So we do an organic pest control treatment on the exterior of our home and in our yard once a month. And I knew that my pest control guy had just come, he came a few days before we went out of town, so it had been maybe a week and a half. So I know he had just come, and we had just had a pest control service. And so I wasn't too concerned about that. I didn't want to call him back out and say, hey, I need you to come back and spray again, because I saw one flea on my dog. and thank goodness I didn't, because I really, like, when I saw one flea, I was like, oh my gosh, if there's one, there has to be thousands. And that's how my mind started going into this like spiral of all these things I needed to do. But fortunately it was just one flea, and that was it. She probably picked it up on a walk. But what I did, obviously we bathed the dogs, and I still didn't use any chemically like flea killing shampoo or anything like that, although if you really do have a flea infestation, you might want to and talk to your vet about it. My dogs also are on a monthly heartworm and flea and tick preventative medication, which is just a chewable pill that they take. I don't like, and I don't recommend using topical treatments. They're very dangerous, and I have seen, I actually had a cat have a chemical burn from one, and I have seen, and this was one that was designed for cats. If you try to use one that's designed for dogs on cats, they can die. Like, it's very serious. Don't ever do that. But even ones that are designed for cats that you're trying to use on cats, or ones that are designed for dogs that you're trying to use on dogs, there are still chemicals and there are still reactions, and so I prefer not to use them. So they have a little pill that they take once a month, and that covers their heartworm preventative medication, as well as a flea and tick repellent. So they are up to date on that. They both had them every month, so I know we're good there. And I highly recommend you do that as well. If you're not on a preventative medication for heartworm, flea, and tick, please talk to your veterinarian about it. They'll do a quick blood test to make sure they're not already heartworm positive, which they have to do to be able to prescribe a heartworm medication. And then they'll, sorry guys, my phone rang because I forgot to turn it off. I forgot to turn it on Do Not Disturb. So definitely talk to your vet about doing that if you're not already doing that. Then what I did, I vacuumed everything, like the couch, everything that had a fabric surface, the carpets. I vacuumed everything, and I emptied the canister outside of the house. And on top of that, all of the dog beds, I cover all of my dog beds with either sheets or blankets, and I wash those every week so that my dog beds last longer, because throwing the dog bed in the washing machine constantly really breaks it down, and you're not going to get the longevity out of a dog bed, especially when you're spending a lot of money. I know I do. On average, the dog beds I buy are, probably $80. And so I want them to last a long time, so I obviously washed all of the linens. And on top of that, I took the dog beds and I covered them with baking soda. And baking soda I like to buy in bulk. You can get it like at Costco or Sam's Club, wherever you shop in bulk. You can get large bags of it sometimes. So that's what I like to get. So I have a lot of it on hand all the time. It's really useful for all kinds of cleaning situations. I put that all over all of my dog beds and rubbed it in really good, and then I vacuumed all of that off. Of course, I told you the dogs got a bath, and if you do see fleas in your house, a really good thing that you can do is take some dish liquid and warm water and just mix that up in a bowl and put that in every room of your house. If you really do have a flea infestation, they'll be drawn to that and die. I hate to say that, but they do. They die once they get into the mixture, but they're attracted to it. So that's another really good thing you can do. So I really just wanted to come on and talk to you guys about fleas, because I know that there isn't a single person out there who can say, oh yeah, I like fleas. Like, who would say that? Nobody should be saying that. So that's what I did. Those are some of the things that you can do as well. I really liked the baking soda idea, putting that on the dog beds and rubbing it in real good and then vacuuming it off. I really thought that was a really great use of baking soda, a really great thing you can do to get rid of any fleas, if there were any fleas. And again, with the dish liquid and water, that's a really good idea too, because I really don't like using chemicals. Just make sure that your pets don't get into the dish liquid, and they shouldn't, but you just want to kind of maybe put something around it to where your pets can't get to it, especially if you're not going to be in the room with them. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on this video. If you found this information useful, any of it, I really would appreciate if you would share this video with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to me at the Furry Family Coach so that you get notifications every time I go live. I'm going to really try to get on here and talk to you guys more and more about some of these little tips and tricks that I have, because I do have a lot of them, and I'd really like to be able to answer some of the questions that you have. So let me know what they are. You can comment on this post, you can send me a private message. If you have a question, I'd really love to answer it for you. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video, and y'all have a great day.